Here, Cyclone Machine, the only tool that allows you to make more money leveraging on a popular site. With a Cyclone Machine, you can duplicate whatever website that you come across, be it a CMS, a WordPress CMS, a Joomla CMS. You can duplicate it to become a single website which you can start marketing at once. Of course, our Cyclone applications allows you to leverage on other existing website that has good SEO, that also helps you not to spend much on developing new website of your own. With a Cyclone Machine, you can duplicate whatever website that you want and get it uploaded straight up on the server, or you could download it or choose to send it as an attachment. So you have all files on a single zip file which you extract and have it set up on your website. So with Cyclone Machine, you can of course clone a website which invested over $5,000 to get it set up, and you get it done with less than $50 at your own end. So that's the beauty of Cyclone Machine. So join me now as I take you on a step-by-step walkthrough guide on setting up your Cyclone application on your web server and getting it to work for you. Alright, so join me as I take you now to the cPanel dashboard. Here on the cPanel dashboard, I want to set up an SQL database, and thereafter I'll go to my file manager and dump my Cyclone Machine application zip file into the directory and get it extracted. So let's create a database together. I hit on my database, my SQL database wizard. I want to set up a new database called Cyclone. So it's this Cyclone database that will link to our setup. So call this Cyclone. Alright, so have a new database created called Cyclone. Alright, so we want to create a username for Cyclone. So also the same letters. Alright, so have it a Cyclone. Then the password, I provide the password. Alright, same also applies here. Provide a password. Alright, so having done that, we hit on create user. Once we create user, we assign all privileges to this user. We'll scroll down, we hit on next step. So at this point here, we've successfully created a new database, and we have a database user as a one-store_Cyclone. Then we have a database name as a one-store_Cyclone. So I can copy the whole of this and commit it into the cache memory. You could also have it saved under our text editor, could be a Notepad or Notepad++. So we've already gotten this, and I also have the password which I'm also going to apply in the setup. So right now we're going to the cPanel dashboard again. I want to access the file manager. So at the file manager point here, I would want to pick a domain which I would want to extract the file into. Alright, so scroll down here, going to my public.html. You can see it here. I double click on my public.html. I want to set it up on a domain which I want to use. Scroll down here to an existing domain which I want to use. Okay, shortcode Jared.co. Alright, so I want to upload it into this directory. I come straight to upload here. As it brings me to the upload page, I hit on select file to allow me to locate the local file on my machine. Alright, so I want to locate where the local file is. Alright, so get it done there. Alright, so I have a Cyclone. Alright, so I have my file zip here. So I select it. It opens and uploading right away. Alright, so we just concluded at 100%. Alright, so we now have to go back into a file manager directory. At this point, once we've seen it, we would want to extract it. So scroll down and look for it. Great, we have it here. So we have Cyclone Machine. So select it, you right click and you extract. Once you extract, you're going to create a folder in there. Alright, great. So we close it up. If you look straight up here, you find the same directory, not there. You have to reload to see it. Alright, so just reloaded and we have it here, Cyclone Machine. Alright, so to access this file, you will have to call the URL and call the directory where it is. our interest is to select the install file here, which is what we have installed, and then thereafter we locate the index file. So let's install it together here now. So we'll call the shortcode cyclone / install. Alright, index.php. Alright, so if we are correct, that should open a page for us. Showing page not found. Okay, we miss it here. We did not say cyclone machine. Alright, so you can just copy the entire of this and launch it to the page. You can just copy up to this point and launch it to our browser. Alright, so we have it there now. Alright, great. So we've gotten that right now. So we have cyclone machine. You can notice that here that our directory has the capital letters on the S as well as on the C as well as on the M. So we have to state our database parameters. Of course, our database is on the local host. Then we state our database name. We state our database username. To state our database name, we have to go back to our created database. Let's go back here. Alright, I could recall what we saved as I think we had this underscore as a cyclone. Right, database name, while that of the username we had this as underscore cyclone. Right, cyclone, right? So if we are right, we also provide a password. So you recall we are providing the details of our site, of our database which we created on our cPanel dashboard. So if we're right, once we hit on install cyclone machine, we should have everything rolling right for us. So let's hit on it. Alright, great. We are good to go. Say all done. Yeah, you are set. Cyclone machine has successfully been installed. You can now continue to log in using the following details. You can change this details thereafter admin at admin.com and password. Please don't forget to delete the install folder. So here is the install folder for you to delete. If you go back, you can see the install folder here. So you can hit to delete it since you successfully installed it. Alright, so you can come back here now and say log into cyclone machine. Alright, so email is admin.com, then password remains password. Alright, so let's log in. Oh, that's wonderful. So we are already logged on to our cyclone machine. That does wonders for us. So for you to get started, we can now come straight to administrator my account. To edit the details, you can choose to edit the details here, whatever you want to change it to, you can change it here and update your account. So you can always get that done. So we want to get our first job done. You can also get to see your clones if you've already set it up. So we want to set up our first site together. Let's see and understand that not all sites you can clone. Some site that has a security layer, secure security layer, that is HTTPS. You may have challenges copying their content out, cloning their content out. So we want to see as much website as we can duplicate its content and use it. So let's see. Alright, so let's say we want to clone marketingschool.io by Neil Patel and Eric Seo here, so that we can offer the same content, leverage on the same content to win an audience and also leverage on their SEO. Okay, so we can now come up here to copy the URL. Once we copy the URL, we take it back to our cyclone machine. On our cyclone machine, we can come here to say add new site. On our new site, we drop the link here, so we have to remove the HTTP here. Notice that you always have to copy from HTTP content. So let's hit on verify site to verify our URL. Alright, the URL is good, so please continue below. So hit on continue and create site. So once we hit on this, it engages it and programs it for crawling. So we already have here the domain name marketingschool.io, marketingschool.io. We have the date added and the last clone. So you can also get to see configure the settings for this site. You can also get to see create a new clone for this site. So we can now hit on configure the settings here now to see the setup we have here. So you could state the keywords URL containing one or more of these keywords below will be excluded from the cloning process. You can also set it here. You can also set a timeout limit. Once it reaches this timeout, say that we have set the default to 1,800 seconds at 30 minutes, as we consider the safe and the most basic shared hosting. So once you do these settings here, automatically the site times out and have you a safe record. So that's how you go about setting up that. So the next line of action is to hit and create a new clone for this site. Alright, so it's now building, so loading cloning process. You can also check the cloning progress as it shows here. So once it finishes, you will now have a new clone image of the marketing school, which we've just shown you. Will now have a new clone of this. Alright, so let's give it some time to finish the cloning and then we'll check it out. So once it's completed, you can get to see browse it or to browse the newly created site. So here is our clone link. You can create it to view it. So just hit on it to see clone website. Great. So can you see everything exactly as it is here? Can you get to see that there's no difference here? So you have every content, and interestingly, all your links has been redirected to what you have here. So that's how wonderful a site clone machine can do for you. It automatically also updates your URL records to what you have here. Of course, you can now hit here to download your clone zip, or you could send the clone as an email attachment, or you could choose to upload it directly into your FTP account server. You can also open the clone in a new window. You can, of course, always rebuild this clone from the scratch if you want to. So if you choose to download it, you can download it here, so you can see the zip file structure. All right, so we are downloading our new site, which is just about 5 MB, 5.59 MB. So you're downloading it, so you get to see the site structure. So you can, of course, add as much URL as you want to build. So this is our already added site. You can come straight to site tab here to add a new site which you would want to clone. So as much site as you want to clone, you will have all of them here. Of course, if you hit on mail here, you can also see how to send it as an email attachment. Once it pops up, you put your name. Let's just say, let me use this account here. Okay, have it here. Right, so you can just say here. Right, okay, this just came up. You can just say here, please site clone. Right, so we have it there. You can say send by email, and it goes straight by email. Here the email was sent successfully. So we can now scroll down to cancel or close. You can also choose to send to your FTP account. If you choose to send to your FTP account, you need to define your FTPC server, FTP user, FTP password. All of these, depending on the server you own, you can have the parameters to this and get it fixed. Now let's see the file structure we just downloaded. So we have the file structure here, so you can choose to open it. Great, so you see all the dependent files that makes up the newly created website. You can see it down there. Scroll it, and we have just one index page. You can see the WP content. You can see all of it, and you can now download it. So that's what you can now choose to upload into any domain, and this website becomes your own website, just as we see here. Now let's also see our email to be sure our email was sent to the attachment. Alright, so you can also get to read about what a site clone machine can do for you, why it is truly beneficial. You can also get to see published content from the website here. It says how website clone are beneficial. You can see the 0 point here. Of course, it reduces the cost for you. We are utilizing the core repository that we have already developed, so the base price of the core system will be super affordable. Of course, it saves you time. Deployment, as the core of the system is already developed, we deploy it over your web server to help you to start your marketing campaign while we address your customization needs. You also see that it also helps you in marketing as well as SEO and analytics. This is a service provider that does site cloning. So with a site clone machine, of course, you could start rendering services like this to your client as well as to large prospects. So this is a tool you have in hand, which we believe you can start using to render effective service across all niches. So that's it about site clone machine.